I hope you all are doing well. And, alright. YouTube wants me to swap the camera around. Let's do this. Alright. Well, I'm super glad you are all here. And, well, look at there. We got some good news. Escoda International Brand Ambassador Certificate in recognition of all that goodness. So wonderful, wonderful, good news. And today we are going to sneak a peek. That's right. I am going to let you into my artist vault. And, I want to share with you some of the books that have been very helpful. And there are some really good books here that I think, you won't be able to buy like all these today because I didn't buy them all at once. But this is a book that's very important to me. This is, I've shared some really good books on there. Hey, Laura, how's it going? And I have never used these brushes. Well, come to my workshops and try them out. So today, and welcome, my name is Gabriel Stockton. We normally talk about watercolor, and we do some watercolor demonstrations here. All 6 of you with 1 thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining me. For those of you watching the repeat, today we are looking at what is in my library. So I'm sharing with you some books that have really helped me in my growth. The first book I want to show you is a good artist that I really enjoy is Nathan Fowkes. I met Nathan last year. Hey, good to have you here. And so look at this book. There it is. It's signed. I got to meet Nathan Fowkes in person to pick up this book. You would be so surprised. This guy likes to work in gouache. He has a book that I shared before on gouache. Okay. I've already shared this one. You can go back and watch that video. But I want to share with you some new stuff. This is almost like a book, excuse me, that should have been like in art school. And let's go to the table of contents. We got composition, all this great stuff. The golden ratio, the Fibonacci, values, light, color, narrative. These are things that you need to consider for composition. I won't spend too much time on here, but look at the amazing color. Hello, CR, welcome. Glad you are here. Look at this amazing. He and a few others. There's your Fibonacci or golden mean. It doesn't just go this way spiral, it can go this way spiral. We see this in all sorts of life. There's the rule of thirds. I talk about the rule of thirds here, but if you want to go in more depth, this is your book. I like to choose books in an area that I'm growing in for a certain season. Here, there's a section on values. Values are definitely important. I'm going to get through this book because there is one book that just came on the market and I'm super excited to see about it. So don't run away. You're going to love what's coming up. Narrative. It's always about the story, and I'm always sharing that with you, like who's the main character, and who are your supporting actors, Look at this. He also works on computer which I think we should still stay up on technology, even though, you know, I love traditional painting, but it doesn't hurt to just read up on this stuff. Do I feel like I'm missing out? No, but we're seeing the development of this wonderful picture. Look at this. This just gorgeous lighting. So Nathan Fowkes is an artist that works for DreamWorks. He did what was it? The Prince. Oh, it was like the Prince of Egypt. Yeah, I think that's. So he does the color theory behind the movie. So if the camera is angling this way and then it turns that way and turns this way, it's a part of storyboarding in a way that creates beautiful, beautiful story, changing elements in color. Not necessarily a storyboard of following along the character and how people are dancing and the camera's moving, but what are the colors going to be in all the different scenes. So this cowboy piece back here is really cool. For some of you that like to do also oils, he does this painting in oils. The photos in here is great. The text in this book I'm so happy with. It just speaks so clearly. They didn't like skip any parts in doing the step-by-step painting, which is, look at that, look at the lighting in here. I think what you'll get from getting this book is understanding how to build a greater picture and to have even a story that just creates a genuineness. We're moving through here, you know, there's more than one artist in here. It's just not just Nathan Fowkes. Even though I have shared just the book that Nathan had in previous times. Look at these. These are great. I love these collab books where there's more than one artist. All right, so moving forward, there's a book that just came out. If you are considering Plein Air, if you are a watercolorist, you could still enjoy this book. I know we speak a lot about watercolor, but I also do share a lot of my Plein Air stories with you. Amy Erickson is just amazing. She put together this book. She's also faculty, just like myself, with Eric Rhodes. And she's been on several of Eric Rhodes's lives. I will back this out just so you can see a little more of this book. The pictures, and you know, I'm a kid through and through, and I'll go back to the table of contents. Look at this. Materials and gear, composition, color, light and shadows, more on lighting, backlighting, front lighting, nocturnes. Have you done any paintings at night? So Plein Air Techniques for Artists by Amy Erickson. If you don't get the names and stuff, don't worry, you can watch the replay on this. She did so well on explaining. So if you are already an oil painter, you'll do great with this book. If you're working in gouache, you'll love this book. She does some watercolor stuff in here. Look at these great sketches on her Plein Air setup. But yeah, like, just giving you a glimpse. I did do a quick little blurb on this one time, but you can get this on Amazon. The other one, the composition one, you might have to do a little more homework on getting that one. Now, if you haven't heard of this book, I don't know what rock you are living under, but Ian Roberts is literally a composition genius. He is an oil painter, but a lot of what he shares in this book, okay, I am totally sharing with you today on the books that have helped me get some good mileage out of my brushes. This book, I won't lie, I personally had to wait until I can afford it. When it first came out, I could not afford it. There's Ian. You know, he also has a really good blog. He does have a YouTube channel. He takes composition to a whole nother level. Like, if you really want to geek out on composition, and by no means is this tonight, is this, or evening or morning or afternoon for you wherever you're at. If you're watching this on the replay, this is not about composition. This is about today. I'm sharing with you what is in my artist library here at my own home. You know, he talks about, you know, setting up. He talks about a lot of the studies of the masters. You know, he takes you on this journey of where composition has been through the history, and then he takes you in the back here with some really good examples of what you can do, and he does some really nice pencil stuff and some color theory. And why would you want to know color theory for a composition? Well, don't take my word for it. Read the book. I was not able to find this at your local library. Maybe you might get a little more lucky than me. Good luck. But I had to get this on Amazon until, you know, it was like affordable for me. It was a little spendy at the get-go. But now that I have it, it's worth it. Here he's got some online training. He's got some other stuff. It's definitely worth your time. My suggestion is write down some of these books. If it works for you, great. Now, I'm always about finding some good reference books. This isn't, you know, some of you have been on this channel with me for quite some time. You know, I enjoy some airplane pieces, and I found this book, and I couldn't beat it for $6. You know, could you find this book? No, but find some old books. This is when I don't know what I want to do in my sketchbook. I flip through here, find some cool old airplanes. Do I do a painting from here and put it in a competition? No. This is for my own personal study. I get to geek out and read about these different planes, the different factories, and such. So my suggestion in showing you this book is go to a museum. This was I went to we have here a space and air museum, an air and space museum, blah, blah, blah. And they had these books in the gift shop. And the money goes towards helping the museum. All right. All 10 of you with 5 thumbs up, thank you so much. Well, you're probably wondering what I got at Comic-Con. And I went to Comic-Con, and some of you were here last week. I met the amazing Silver, Steven Silver's wife. I didn't get to really talk to Steven. So when I went to Comic-Con this year, and we talked about Comic-Con last week, if you weren't here, you can watch the replay. So Steven Silver was busy the whole entire weekend doing caricatures. If you're not familiar with Steven, he is the one that did the Impossible Girl. What's her name? Dun, dun, dun. Put it in the comments if you know. Kim Impossible. So he has done this book on caricature design. Dun, dun, dun. So techniques and tips for effective character design. So why not? Like, why not? I've been each morning picking a page and learning from Steven. You know, who knows? I think I might end up putting some cool stuff like on the side of barns or billboards, or who knows, maybe some fun character in a painting. And look at this. He shows you, you know, how to develop this character by looking at an actual individual. He teaches in a very nice way. You know, if you don't know about Steven Silver, follow him on Facebook or Instagram. Each day he puts out a really cool, like a positive, encouraging word to get you, just keep you going. He teaches based on these like shapes, which I've been sharing here, like taking the big shape and working it down to your details. And he has a couple different like styles. You know, here's like a little more detail, a little less. And when you went to his booth, where his wife was selling the books and the art at Comic-Con, he was busy drawing caricatures of people. I don't see a thing of Kim Impossible. There he is right there. Bum, bum, bum. And yeah, but nice dude. I think now he has more of a beard. I'm looking to see if there's, yeah, this is more like his signature stuff. But yeah, I'm sure you've seen Kim Impossible cartoon. He is the one that worked on that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Bum, bum, bum. Here's a book that I got off of the Cheap Joe's website. Cheap Joe's. So the Steven Silver book you can get off of his website. This book you can get off of Cheap Joe's website. Cheap Joe's Art Supplies. I've talked about them so much here. I've enjoyed them. I got this book because I'm not really familiar with Richard Taylor. I mean, I've heard of him in the circles, but as far as like taking a workshop from him and stuff, no. But I think he has some really cool skills. Now, this would be not necessarily like a book on watercolor, but a book on drawing. If you want to spend maybe next, 90 days, or such, 3 months, and work on maybe honing some drawing skills, this would be a really good book. He's got some nice clean. He does play with some watercolor up in here. I wouldn't call this a watercolor book. I would call this more of an architectural drawing and added paint. So very much like urban sketching or architectural renderings is this book. And so you can't go wrong for the price for this book. Let's see if it has the price on here. Yeah, so $22.99. I don't even think it was that much when I bought it. But yeah, there's that one. I have shared this book, but I think it's worth sharing again. It's The Essentials for Human Anatomy. Now, stick around because I'm about to show you this book, okay? The Joseph Zbukvic catalog. You're like, what? So I've shared the Joseph Zbukvic book that I own that is now worth up to like $595, and I got it for a good deal. It's practically brand new, but this is not that book. This is something that just came out. I am like the first of 10 to get this, and I think there's only like 90 of them left in print, but we'll come back to that here shortly. So Ken Goldman, he's a local artist here of San Diego. He has done Ken Foster books. He's done so many other great books. I want to say he's in like 17, or maybe this is number 18 published books. And he is known for figures. And this book is like, I think this book would take a lifetime to really let it sink in. Could you get some good... He is by far an amazing watercolorist. He is the past president of NWS, National Watercolor Society. He is signature member in several places. I can just go on, and he would not want me to go on and on, but this book just came out. I did a blurb on it. I interviewed him, but the interview did not record well, so I'm sharing it today. One of my favorite parts is in here is he's got these like actual people. He has their pictures, and he works right from there, so you get to look at these people. He explains the muscles. He has a book just on hands and feet that just will blow your mind. You can get this on Amazon. I was lucky enough to get to go to his book. There he is right there. He's making this cool frowny face. And there's some really good expressions in here. And if you know anything about my background of figure drawing as a kid, I think that's him. He's pretty he's a surfer dude, so he's pretty lean and mean. He's got this bodybuilder guy that poses in the book, but I mean, you get to understand all of this wonderful part of the body. I gotta go to the book release. I'll tell you what, he shared his history of art, and it was phenomenal. Look at just the breakdown of all the stuff. It says essentials, but it goes so deep, and it wouldn't hurt to understand what's going on underneath the tissues and in the bones. This is the book we should be picking up instead of thumbing through, the internet. Here's a book. I don't know if you can get this book anymore, but we just lost one of the most amazing artists, and that's Robert Wade. He is an Australia artist. This book, I don't know if it's still in print. I'm sure you will be able to find it, since I did. He lived in Australia, and this by far, it's really hard to get some of his videos, but I was able to get this book. This is what I loved. I loved seeing this diagram of his amazing palette that just blew my mind. He was such a kind, soft-spoken, just, as far as Australia goes, he was by far the king of watercolor. So if you've not heard of Robert Wade, I'm sorry. He's already left us. He's already passed. So this company, I don't believe they make any more of these books, so I'm not sure, but I'm sure you can find a copy still, because I definitely got this at a reasonable price. Dun, dun, dun. So it practically is, there he is right there. Boom, boom, boom. Robert Wade. I have a video of his, and but this book, I thought this book was top shelf. All right, moving forward, look at this. As you can see, I like books on drawing. I like books on perspective. I wasn't familiar with this this person, John, but the price was right for the book. Back in the day, it was $25, but I think I got it for something like super cheap. I think I ended up buying this book used. I have not gotten into anything crazy rendering like this. Someday, maybe. But this by far really explains vanishing points. It explains just angles, different views, whether if it's looking down or yeah, bird's eye, worm's eye views. He's got some really good step-by-steps in here. By far, you know, like, here's a great, this is golden right here, like drawing the boat. And making that boat, you can see what's above water, what's below water. This stuff really does matter. And I like to take time to introduce this to you. Look at this step-by-step of the car. Look at, we're building a horse now. Look at, there's the back side of the horse, the front side of the horse, 3/4 view of the horse. And yeah, there's some really great stuff. There's one other book, and I'm not seeing where I set it down. Bum, bum, bum. It's alright, I will share it next week. It is by far the most craziest, coolest book, and the problem is I couldn't tell you where to pick it up at, and so, but oh well. Let's move on to the highlight. This is fresh off the press. I just got it. It's the Master Z, Joseph Zbukvic. This came in a box that was kind of like a cool pizza box. And let me even back out just a little bit more so you can see this thing. This is top shelf. Like, this is really nice. I'm afraid to tell you how much I spent for it. I was just blessed recently with the funding to get this, and so as soon as Lisa Wang, Joseph's wife, shared about it, I just said, please, I would like one. And but yeah, it comes in this really cool case, and this comes out like that. Voila. So Joseph Zbukvic is by far just amazing watercolorist. I've gotten to have an opportunity to learn from him, have dinner with him, tote him around to San Diego. I've gotten to have opportunity to frame for him, but his artwork for paintings coming here in town. But Joseph had an art show, and they published this book. His lovely wife, Lisa Wing, did all the translation for this book. And, well, without any further ado, let's take a look. So, there it is. It's signed. I have shared that I do have his first original book signed. It is out of print, and it's very expensive to get. This is not that expensive to get, and it would definitely be worth your time. And there it is. To Gabriel, enjoy, mate, and happy painting, Joseph Zbukvic. And we open this up in here like that, and look at this, just really nice inside. The paper on here is a really nice thick. The introduction was just genuine. As we go through this book, there's paintings on each page, and here in Chinese, and then here in English. And if it was in Chinese, I would just take Google Lens, and it would actually translate this for me. And I actually did it just for fun, and it had the same verbiage that was here. So the translation from Chinese to English is well done. Thank you to Lisa Wing. But the artwork in here is phenomenal. None of these are repeats from his original, but each painting he does this great blurb, and there are also additional photos that shows him painting. And I love just looking at the depth and the tonalism that he is able to put into each one of these paintings. I know some of these places that he's painted. Here's the painting, and then here's him next to that place. This is a different painting, but the cool thing is this is the space, and this particular one is Girona, Spain, where a good friend of ours lives, Angela Barbie. Loving this. So each one of these, it tells you the size, it tells you the wonderful title, and then it gives you a explanation of each painting. 1 minute you're in Italy, and look at there's a photo of him painting in Italy, and then the next minute you're over in this could either be Paris or this could be England. Bum, bum, bum. It's actually neither. It's Persian. Bum, bum, bum. We come over here. There we go. There's the Eiffel Tower. So now we're in Paris. He tells you the size of these paintings. He tells you his thoughts. Look at this. This is China. Amazing, amazing. So there it is. It says the title, and then China. Look at this. We got stuff from United States, and then we're back over in France. He explains, even in this one, he wanted to do this painting but not make this the focal point. And so he shares all that wonderful tidbits, the stuff that you would hope to ask. Look at this. There's a lot of really great paintings in here that are done from Plein Air, and also from a hotel room and studio. Look at that. Can you guess where that one is? Dun, dun, dun. Notre Dame. He grew up on a farm, so he likes doing these farms. He talks about getting invited back to these places. Again, here's a great photo of him in that place that he's probably been, numerous times. Look at this. He talks about, people might paint a place more than once. This is Paris. He loves Paris. He wishes he spoke French better. He talks about how he puts himself in a painting. Look at that. You'll see him have his own cameo right there. And he talks about his boyhood, growing up on the farm. There's another cameo. This is actually not this one. There's another one coming up. He really likes this place in Venice with these red curtains. He really likes these old boats. He's down to earth, sharing his experiences in these little blurbs. I'm not gonna read any of them to you. You'll just maybe want to pause and zoom in, or get a hold of Lisa Wang. That's his wife on Facebook. There's this lake that's not too far from him in Australia. He likes to go visit. Some of these are might seem like repeats, but they're not. He doesn't have a problem with going back to the same position or same place. This is in Melbourne, and this is back over in Australia. He talks about at times going to Italy, and then he talks about, you know, all the different reasons why he paints what he paints in certain wonderful pictures. Look at this, Italy, Rome. It really excites me to see these things. Here we are in China, over here. There's several different wonderful paintings from China. Here is another cameo, so look at that. Right here, there he is. I think there's a close-up in the next page. Yes, there he is. A nice little cameo self-portrait. Have you done that? Put it in the comments. I'm curious, have you put yourself in one of your paintings? I have. Here's a whole section on plein air painting, and there he is painting. He has no problem with sketching while waiting somewhere, or at a cafe, or at the hotel. Something we might want to consider. If you can follow him also on and Lisa Wang, his wife, on the Facebook and Instagram, you'll get to see they went to the actual place where Vincent van Gogh he stayed here. This is the courtyard of the hospital, or the place which he stayed. And this is his, is it an homage or is it a tribute to Vincent van Gogh? That's pretty cool. Here we are in London. As you can see, he loves light, he loves shadows, he loves the tonalism. He's not really that much about hey, it's about color. Like, here's another cameo. Loving the cameos. The cameos just put a little joy in my heart. I was stoked to see this one. I've painted the same location. He even talks about getting, Abitivo. There's a cafe directly across the water from this place that's in Venice, where they maintain gondolas. And so I love seeing this stuff. I love seeing we've both painted in the same places, and he shares his ideas about that too, about, hey, yes, other people might have painted that, but go for it too. He talks about in this paragraph, in this section, like, what was grabbing his attention in this piece in Paris. Digging these photos of him with his easel, his traveling easel that he's known for, back in Venice, and Italy, Rome. And Look at this, more Italy. There he is, painting at his easel. And was this one done at the same time? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I don't think so. But it's kind of exciting. He shares the story about how he goes to this place where he repairs these boats. And he talks about his love for Paris. He talks about his love for the old boats and smaller boats. He's not a big fan of, from what I read, about like the cruise ships, the touristy stuff. Loving this. It's not an easy painting. And he gives some ideas and shares his heart about painting this. Here we are in Paris. He's sharing, you know, how he does editing and he loves the boats in and out of the water. There's his amazing car. You'll get to see that car throughout this book. He loves these farm scenes. It just reminds him of his childhood. There's some more farm scenes. This is in Melbourne, not too far from his studio. Again, not too far from his studio. He lives in Melbourne, Australia. Yes. Look at this. You know, this was a good one. He shares, you know, like many people have painted this. You got the tree, the cows, the field. Now, how are you going to paint this thing? And I love how he talks about the painting the world, and how other people have painted the world. Loving this. This is, he even talks about, you know, it's either this one or another one, how he came by here and there was a choir singing, and this is great. France, Melbourne, and again, you know, we saw one earlier from the little lake or river. He talks about not putting people here. It's good stuff. Again, here we're seeing Venice, but you know, there's so many photos taken of Venice. All of you, all 18 of you that are watching, if you're just now showing up, I'm sharing some of the books that are from my library, and I'm sharing this specific book I just got in the mail. It's the latest and greatest by Joseph Zbukvic, and he by far is master watercolor. He shares about, again, this has been photographed so many times, but how are you going to make it unique and amazing? I love how he talks about editing in this picture. Things that weren't there, things that were there, editing, what you're going to put in there, what you're going to take out, why. Look at this nice vertical, you know, and he talks about why he does these verticals. Look at this vertical. Dun, dun, dun. This is all good stuff, friends. Paris. I mean, doesn't that make you want to go to Paris and paint? You know, I do. This is called Last Light, so it's an evening painting. And he talks about doing paintings, you know, in the morning time. Talks about doing paintings when it rains. He talks about driving out to the countryside. Bum, bum, bum. This was like a first trip to China when he did like a master's show. This is down the street from his studio. He paints this street quite often. He has a video on painting this street. It's definitely worth your dollars. I love this, and he talks about how he wish he didn't sell it. You know, we've all been there. And this is some good stuff. And you know what? This is as far as I've gotten. We are on page 82. And this book goes to like 130. Yeah, there's Lisa, the amazing Lisa, who is also a master watercolorist. She helped with the translation of this book. So here's a whole chunk I have not read yet. Like, I do have to still sleep. I do have to do other things, but I'm gonna flip through here. And there's some stuff on. This is a similar painting to this that's on a cover for Bohong paper. And I actually got to frame this painting. This painting was in my hands. Oh yeah, and there it is. This is when I was part of the San Diego Watercolor Society. I asked Joseph if he would be our juror. This painting was titled Beer O'Clock. Beer O'Clock, and now it's titled The Corner Pub. And it was an honor to have this come to my home and frame this painting. And it was so unique to look at original paintings of his. This one came to my home as well. I'm so honored. I got to frame this one. So this was in this one was in the I Show, the San Diego Watercolor I Show. And I got to frame it, and it sold. It was pretty cool. So I'm just going to flip through the last part of this book because holy mackerel, time has flown. So if you want this book, you would go to Facebook. Oh, there's a whole section on horses. I haven't got to this part. I'm so looking forward to this. He goes to the racetracks and does these. Wonderful, wonderful. There he is. He does people. He's known for these, like doing chefs or sitting there at the cafe. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? This is great. And then he goes into a sketchbook. These are some sketches. He carries a sketchbook around. There's some sketches. And yeah. This by far is one of my little treasures here in the house. They practically saw the whole thing. But there's probably some pages I definitely skipped. I didn't read them to you. And yeah, so which leads me to the next thing I want to share. I'm looking for a piece of paper. Boom, boom, boom. Let me grab it. It's right over here. Give me just a couple of minutes, seconds. Boom, boom, boom. So, I know we just came into August. Do I have a pen? Do I have a pen? Oh, wow. You know, I left my apron. I usually bring my apron home. And let's get my backpack. Thank you for your patience. So, books are great to have. I finally just started buying books because I got tired of paying late fees at the library. My whole entire life, I've paid hundreds of dollars to the library to overdue books. I enjoy books so much. Someday I'll have my own. But you're sitting there watching this, and hopefully you were hoping to maybe paint something, right? And I want to offer a new opportunity for you. It was actually really successful. You guys came up with it. And what I want to do is schedule another Zoom. Okay, another Zoom. And so we're going to have these Zooms, I think, every 3 months. Okay, so quarterly, we'll have 4 of them each year. And I've had some folks that showed up on the others, that then they got some extra help called tutoring. And then we scheduled a Zoom time together. So I'm looking at doing another one. Let's say, and this is going to get outdated someday, but right now it is August 2024. And what I'm thinking is that we do one in September. So if you could put in the comments, all right, there's some Saturdays. So Saturdays are a good day, all right? So in the month of September, put in the comments what is a good weekend and subject. We already did lighthouses. All right, so lighthouse is out. Barnes is out. Covered bridges is out, because we're doing those 2 next year with Cheap Joe's. So what are some other subjects? Put that in the comments, pretty please. Of all 13 of you here, I just saw trains. That's a good one. And all 14 of you with all 13 thumbs up. Great. Trains is a good one. I know Adam Hansen would like that one. And who said that? That was CR. Cool. Waterfalls. Ooh, that's a good one. It's been a while since I've done water and waterfalls for a class. I like that. Waterfalls. Ooh, the two together would be pretty nice, but the 2 are totally different. One is very mechanical and one is very organic. Anything else? Rock walls. Laura, can you elaborate? What rock walls? Like, are you talking about like? I'm curious. So let's talk about pricing. Early bird. Is going to be $65. That will be up for 1 week. And then after early bird, it goes to $195, okay? Or $199. And so it will be on a Zoom, and it'll be for 6 hours. You'll get the recording, all right? And you'll get feedback. And some of you that have already done this, you've gotten the recording, you watched the recording over. Some of you painted while I painted. It was a good time. Some of you told some great jokes, and we all appreciated it. And here's the other thing. You need to go to www.gabrielstockton, Stockton. That's my last name. fineart.com. And what you need to do is there'll be a little pop-up. And that little pop-up, it'll say, do you want to sign up for newsletter? And you will click on it and give me your email. I do not give your email or your information to the people, okay? Now, if you're being super shy, you can go on Gabriel Stockton Fine Art and you can leave a comment. There's a little pop-up that has a comment where you can put your name, your email, and say, Gabriel, I would like you to maybe teach us about painting airplanes. Or I too would like to learn waterfalls or trains. Okay, so, but make sure that you're signed up for the newsletter, because I'm going to send out a newsletter with the early bird price. And then I'm sending out a newsletter for the regular price. Okay, so this is for the month of September 2024. And this is an opportunity to meet the other people here on YouTube, because we started doing these because I don't get to talk to you, you know, I don't get to like meet you, and this is a way that I can, you know, chit chat with you, and we can be face to face, and you don't really get to ask me questions, you know, here, that is more like relaxed, okay? And so, any other subjects? Is it $65? No, it is $165 for 6 hours. We do take a little 20-minute break, and then we take 2 little 10-minute breaks. So last time we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways to paint a lighthouse. Okay, we looked at how to paint it at night. We looked at how to paint it during daylight. We looked at painting negative images and saving our whites. And we looked at creating some, actually it's right here, we created some textures. That's it, textures. And this one we did more advanced, where we did some lifting and created some special effects. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. Saturday, September 7th would be a good day, says Rita. All right, we got September 7th so far. If you like September 7th, put the number 7 in the comments. I had put a decay building in a comments. Ooh, decay. Decay. I like that. I like that. Like, how much decay? Is it like zombie apocalypse decay? Or is it like just like an old service station or old home? I know somebody on here was wanting to learn how to do like painting an old home. I had, okay, I got that one. Decay, and then waterfalls and streams. I like streams. Streams could go with waterfalls, yes. Streams. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see. Fountains, like at the park. Ooh, like a water fountain. We got some nice water fountains here, and I got nice ones from Italy. More about the rock wall. I'm still curious. I haven't heard more about the rock wall. Dun, dun, dun. Boom, boom, boom. I love those boats. Boats. Well, you're talking about, I think you're talking about Joseph Zbukvic's boats. We could do boats. Boats. Decaying rock wall. Okay, gotcha. Decaying rock wall. Nice. I think we got some cool things. So make sure you go to www.gabrielstocktonfineart.com to sign up for the email. And what I will do is I'll send a poll out. I'll send a poll out. Hey, do you want to do the 7th of September? And if so, let me know. And mark any of these that are of interest to you. 9-7 or 9-14. All right, we got a 9-7 and a 9-14. Thank you, Debbie. Japanese garden. Ooh, some local person here in San Diego. I know. I live near old downtown area, and a lot of buildings are just dilapidated. You know, CR, if you want to send me some pictures of those old buildings, we would consider doing the decay building. Bum, bum, bum. And so, cool. Very cool. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so do you see how I did this little quick sketch? Now, are you doing these quick sketches? You know, are you maybe practicing doing an oval? You know, and then dividing it in half, and then bringing a head down, and then a nose, and then a face like this, and there's right here's a mouth, a really weak chin. You know, here's now the eyes. You know, this is the same thing. This guy is a Padres fan, so he's wearing a Padres hat. All my people are wearing Padres hats. He's got an ear over here, and then he's got a beard with a mustache. Yes, I just drew myself, and that's just silly, right? So, do sketches. I know this is a watercolor group, but if you're not doing a sketch, you know, even if it's just a square, or practicing triangles, practicing now doing a rectangle. Now you need a rectangle going this way. You know, it helps to, maybe now we need another type of triangle. If you practice these, there was an artist, I know his stinking name, but I learned from him, and he had me do these backward C's and forward C's, and these lines and dots and dashes. This was like my homework. He says, I want you to fill up a whole page of backward C's and forward C's. And My hands were just sore from doing this exercise, but I did it. And now I see these little curvatures in things. See this ear? I just did an ear with a C right there. See this? This is another C. This is another C. This is another C. Okay, another C. This is a J. Okay, and so, but do you see how when I did this little oval, it's an oval. It's not a circle. Here's a circle. The oval has this nice little, almost like an egg shape, right? And it's wider up here. And then I split this here. And I go here and there. And now I have the makings of another face. Okay? So the same thing with a building. I do a rectangle. I find the center. You guys are making me nervous now. There's my door. And then there's a window. Then there's a roof. Okay? And now I'm going to make this come now in a way that it's looking not just straight on. And there's a bush, another bush, maybe there's a carport. Okay? The reason why I can draw this is because I will sit there. I don't know about you people, but when I was young and I was talking to someone on the phone, I was over here doodling. I was over here doodling on the phone book. I was just making silly little doodles, and my parents would have to hide the phone book because I would just draw it all up. So thank you so much. It's all right. We're already 6 minutes over. Holy cow, and still 11 of you are here. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this book review. I will post any comments that you put on here. I will send you some links on how to get any of those books. But hopefully you could just pause the video. And yeah, Laura, I'll see you soon. So take care. Be safe out there. Keep those brushes wet. Keep painting. You're going to inspire someone else. Who knows? You might even heal someone with just the spirit of joy when they see your beautiful paintings. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And I appreciate every one of you. And take care. And thank you for joining me today. See you.